namaste, good evening. So you are ready for going out for the movie?
Yeah, you can see that.
ओके हम गवार लोग हैं ना.
Good morning, namaste, all our viewers in India and outside India. It's been a pleasure hosting artists on the show since, I believe, October 2021. So we have already completed more than 3 years, and it's been a wonderful journey for us so far. And we hope to continue. In fact, artists, many of the artists we have a long wait list now. We are already booked till June. So that's a good sign, I would say. So now, very quickly, let me introduce to you our moderator for the episode. That is Vardhan Dharkar for you. Welcome to the show, Vardhan.
नमस्ते.
Vardhan is a great personality, and we know each other since 2009. So that's almost now 16 years, almost 16 years. I think we'll be completing 16 years in 2000 in on 1st of March this year or 1st of April this year, and it's been a great knowing Vardhan. He's a multifaceted personality. He quit corporate world to pursue what he likes doing or what he could not do earlier, lost in the daily routine, and that's what he is pursuing. So once again, welcome on the show, Vardhan. Now
Thank
I'll
you. Thank you
introduce
so
to you the guest for the morning. I keep forgetting that we changed the time, and so this is morning. So I was about to say guest of the evening. So that's Ankit Agrawal for you. Uh, Welcome to the show, Ankit. Let me give a very quick introduction of Ankit, and then I'll move out of the frame for Vardhan and Ankit to take it forward. Ankit is a Bachelor of Engineering from Visvesvaraya Technological University, Bangalore, and he followed the expected trajectory of taking up a software job. Along the way, he founded his own consulting business. Ankit considers agile development, leadership, OKRs, ownership, Scrum coaching, people goals, customer product, transformation improvement as his key skills. Somewhere along the way, he was bitten by the creative bug, and his work, The Mystery of Solutions, is a hilarious and insightful novel, perfect for software professionals or those about to enter the field. Whether you are looking for practical advice or just a light, entertaining story, this book has something for everyone. So that's Ankit for you. Welcome
Thank you.
once again, Ankit. Welcome on this episode of the show. And now I'll move out very quickly, move out of the frame, and I will leave it to Vardhan and Ankit to take uh, the the discussion forward. Over to you, Vardhan. Over to you, Ankit.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much, Sanjay, for your warm introduction. And namaste to all our viewers in Bharat and outside of Bharat. Welcome to the show. Also, welcome to Ankit Agrawal. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation and coming on the show. It's a privilege for us to have you on the show. And let's begin our conversation.
Yep. All good. Alrighty. Thank you for having me.
Perfect. So, my first question is that nowadays AI has taken the world by storm. Almost every area of our life is being invaded, so to say, by AI.
Yeah.
What transforming the literary world, and what do you think will be the future of literature and what impact it will have?
Okay. So I have a very positive take on AI actually. Um, Everybody who thinks that AI is going to take their jobs, it's not actually. It's going to, whatever the outcome that is coming out of your work actually will become better if you try to use AI. And most of us, we actually do not know how to use AI. There is a way to do, use AI. And I would say if people say that, okay, it is my creativity of writing that I will not use AI, that's okay. You can use AI for different other things, finding alternatives, finding different kind of, you can brainstorm with AI. So I would say future of AI is going to stay in terms of creativity as well. What kind of a creativity that comes out of AI is only time will tell. But I would say you can use it as your personal assistant or a friend who can actually can guide you in, coming up with better ideas. I would say that.
Perfect. So, do you think that authors in future will use AI as their help assistant guide, or somebody who can help them edit their work? And if
Um,
they do that, should they acknowledge and disclose that?
Right. So there are two things to that. One thing is authors are already doing it. I know a few who already do it. It's then the second part of the question is whether they'll acknowledge or not. Now there are two things to that. One is that do I care about it? All right. As a leadership coach, I always tell people or taught or teach people that you should be truthful to your job, basically, right? If you have used AI, you can say, okay, fine, I have used AI for this. Even Kindle, when you upload, it asks you whether you have used AI or not. Now, what happens is people think if I'm going to, you know, tell or disclose that I've used AI, I will not be considered as, genuine author. That can be, debatable. Uh, so if you think your work is good, it's going to get sold. So I don't think so. You should be worried about if your work is good, tell it out. No problem.
Perfect. I think this is one area wherein there is going to be a lot of changes that will take place. But
Yeah.
if I have to compare this situation, maybe we can compare this situation with chess, wherein when computers started playing chess and everybody thought
Yeah.
that now it's going to be an end of human players, but that is not the case.
No, not
Today
at all.
also human players are the ones which
Absolutely.
carry value and carry the day.
Yeah. Yeah. So exactly, right? So artificial intelligence is still artificial. It cannot have human element to it. So that will
Right.
always will be there. So yeah.
Seen is that some of the authors prefer writing in morning, some of the authors prefer
Hmm.
writing when there is absolute silence, or some of them prefer going out of station, hill station, etc., and they write. What's your
Right.
preferred mode of writing? What's your preferred style?
Okay. So I tell this every podcast or every such meeting I have this question, and I always start with that my life is math. It's a math. Okay. So this is what I tell everyone who comes to me as a for coaching. So I'm a leadership coach also. So I tell them whenever
Yeah.
you want to have a focus time, you decide one time and then you decide a target and then just hit the target always. So for me, the target is always writing is from 2 to 3 immediately after lunch. All right. Two
Okay.
to three, I will write and I have to write 2,500 words.
Mhm.
Okay. So if I have decided that I am going to show up every single day, I am going to write that. Doesn't matter what my mood is, doesn't matter anything. Because if you like and love something, you will do it out of doesn't matter what is happening around you or around your world. So that's what I
Okay.
do. My writing doesn't depend on my mood at all. When I
Uh-huh.
sit, I just go into zone and then I just start writing.
That's really interesting. Is that every day 2,500 words at that specific time, you must get those ideas and they get converted into words is
Yeah.
really great.
So what I do also do is whenever so ideas can come any point of time. So I always have so I'm a, as I said, leadership coach. So you have to have time management, time efficiency, and all those things. So I always have my to-do list with me. So it's an app which I have it on phone. So whenever I get an idea, I just make a note of it. So whenever I'm sitting next day, I just go through all those ideas. Okay, I decide. Okay, fine. I want to write on this idea. Let's explore this or elaborate on this, and then just start writing. So yeah, so I don't have to think that much then. I just start writing, and of course, if I have to do research before that, I keep that separate from the writing. So when I have to write, I just make sure for that idea I do research before itself. So I am all ready with the research and everything to start writing.
Okay, okay, perfect. Makes a lot of sense. So, coming to your writing journey, when did
Yeah.
you realize that you can write? And more importantly, when did you come to know that somebody will pay to read that?
Wow. Okay. All right. So writing, I have been doing writing from a very long time in terms of. So I was in corporate for about 20 years now. And the last year I just quit there. So before I came out of there, I used to write a lot of articles for new. I used to have lots of wherever I go in that unit. I used to introduce newsletters. So I used to write an article within that. So writing has been with me, I think, from last 10 years at least. And then I also thought once, okay, fine, I want to write about my lots of things that I go through on a day-to-day basis. So I wanted to write about those so that I can teach people. So me sharing the experience of how things can be done easily, it has been with me from a very long time. It's just that when you work in corporate, you do not get, the time that you would like to pen them down, right? So when I quit, this is the first thing I started. Okay, you know what? I am going to start writing this because this is a need of an hour. Because every single office goes through this. Every single office is like we want to beat the toxic culture or the culture that can enhance people to work better, right? So I thought, okay, fine, let's start addressing that. And that's where I started writing The Mystery of Solutions.
Perfect, perfect. Now, if I understand, and I went through your social media platform, is that you have also written books for children.
Right, right, right,
So,
right.
how did that idea come to you?
Okay. Again, as I said, like everything. So I give this example to everyone, again, as a leadership coach, is that when you were coming to the office today, uh, did you notice on the road any red car? All right. So people say, yeah, there might be one or two. I said, okay, fine. I'll give tomorrow when you're coming to office or coming to college or wherever you are. I'm going to give you 100 rupees for every red car you notice. Will you notice it? Look, they said, yeah, absolutely. So that's the problem. That's the thing we have. That's how luck works. You are not looking at the opportunities that are around you and they're going passing by, constantly. So you have to grab that. Okay. So the long answer to your question is that I always had this habit of telling bedtime stories to my daughter uh, uh, in terms of interactive stories. Okay, I'll come to that also. So I was thinking, okay, why not convert this in a book? It's going to be a really interesting book for young childrens, and then it'll be interesting for them to have these kind of stories. So these stories are basically interactive. All right, so it's more like when the story is progressing, there would be a situation where input is needed from the listener, and that would be a small child. When they'll give the input, the story probably will change in a different format, and so every time you hear the story and your input is different, story can change, right?
Mhm.
And that's why it's called never-ending stories.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so that was the idea. So I thought, okay, why not? Let's have it in a book. So yeah, so that's where the idea came from.
Okay. Okay. Do you think that enough of books are written for children in India, that is keeping Indian requirements or Indian ethos and culture in mind?
I think Sudha Murthy ji has done a wonderful job in that area. Um, I think after Sudha Murthy, it's only Enid Blyton who what children go and read. Uh, I feel it's enough because my daughter is happy. But Indian authors, maybe yeah, maybe some more can happen on the lights of Enid Blyton or something else, someone else. Uh, but yeah, I think whatever authors that we have internationally, kids are okay. Kids are fine. It's just that the element of our traditions and our culture is missing in that case. So I am very much for all the books like Champak, Tinkle, all those things. So I encourage kids also to read that. So that also works wonders. So in that case, I try to do that.
Okay. Okay. Now, coming to your book, The Mystery of Solutions, maybe if you can share with our viewers what that book is all about, who are the main
Hmm.
protagonists, briefly, what is the story, everything that you
Sure.
can talk about.
Sure. So I'll start with the idea of it. Okay, it's a different kind of an idea. So when I started writing this book, it was supposed to be a self-help book, a non-fiction. Okay, when I started writing and I wrote like one chapter or something, I was like, okay, what am I going to write new, which is not already out there? It's going to be another book, and then that's it. Then I read, by then I had read a couple of books. One is The Goal and one is The Phoenix Project. Now, these books are self-help in a novel format. All right. So I said, okay, fine, let's try this format, which is basically a narrative nonfiction. So basically, it's a story which has lots of elements that you can learn from. So it
Mhm.
with the fiction element of it, it becomes a little interesting, and at the same time, you're learning lots of things on the way. So I like to call it as a moral stories for adults. All right. So that's the idea which I came from. Um, the idea about the book is it's about a young developer whose name is Saket. He is frustrated with his old company and he wants to join a new company, his favorite company, because he likes the vision of that company. And it's a big company, it's a very famous company. You can say it's kind of a Google. All right. But when he goes inside, he sees that वो होते हैं ना दर्शन बड़े और दाम बड़े और दर्शन छोटे,
Mhm.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
So he finds that. And then he says, okay, fine. Looks like I can't keep running away from this. Let's try to solve things one by one. And then when he goes there, he finds one problem, tries to fix it, and he gets lots of help from others. And then that's how things become it. So all those problems which I've mentioned in the book is basically the day-to-day problems that we get in a workspace, right?
Mhm.
Blaming in kind of timelines in imaginary timelines. You have boss coming out and giving stress to you. Everybody saying, "Do it, hurry," do it that way. No processes, broken processes, all those things. So it's a very uh, if you are working in a software space, you are going to relate with everything within that, and it's a form of a story, so it's interesting to read. So that's something about the book right now. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Sounds very interesting. And I think
Yeah.
I'm very sure viewers would be keen to know more about it and maybe they will go ahead and buy the book. So
Yeah.
maybe if you can read a passage from the book.
Passage from the book. Oh, sure. So this is a book. All
Yes.
right. Um, all right. I was not expecting that, so let me find something.
Yeah, there
All
has to
right.
be a googly. We discussed yesterday.
No, absolutely. Okay. So this is about saying sorry. All right. Um, So I'm not going to name the character. Probably will be a little bit of spoiler. So it says, remember, saying sorry is easy, but truly apologizing requires a willingness to take ownership and make amends. It's a commitment to learning from mistakes and building a better future, both for yourself and those you've hurt. It's choosing authenticity over convenience, integrity over ease. So let your apology be an expression of your regret, not a flimsy bandage on a festering wound. So what happens is in to say sorry, we say sorry,
Yeah.
but we don't mean it. So the here the character says, say sorry when you feel it, right? So that's the whole thing. So these are the lots of things that are there in this book that will probably make you think, okay, fine, yeah, okay. The things are so simple. Why don't we do it? So that's why the title is The Mystery of Solution. The mystery is when the solutions are so simple, why don't we do it? Because it takes effort.
Yes, perfect. Very interesting. And maybe then my next question is, how did you think about this title?
Oh, okay. So you have to sell the book, so you have to have. So I have to have a different title.
Yes.
So it was so actually I've written about how the title came within the first, I think, dedication or something. I've written that. So I was discussing this, brainstorming this with a few people, and then when I was telling the stories to my daughter one day while making her sleep, she said, "Why don't you keep the mystery of solutions?" And I said, okay, fine, but why do you think so? He said, the mystery is that solutions are there, but then nobody's implementing them. That's the mystery. I was like, okay, wow, that makes sense. I mean, why didn't I think of it? So that's where the title came from. And I want to kind of keep this as the series kind of thing, like how you have chicken soup for souls. So the Mystery of Solution has a sequel now, which is coming out next month.
Okay,
The Mystery of Leadership.
perfect. That sounds
So
very
that's how it's
interesting.
so that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, and maybe you should be paying royalty to your daughter.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect. You have worked in the software industry all your
Yeah.
life, and
Yes.
there is so much of change that is taking place in that particular industry today.
Right.
Is that with this AI and whatnot, that industry, I think, is in transformation and turmoil. What is it, your advice going to be to the young software professionals who are about to enter the career?
So I tell only one thing. That's my go-to statements that I give. So right now, what I do is right now I also I'm teaching leadership as a subject to undergraduate and postgraduate students in Christ University.
Okay.
So right now I'm a professor as well.
Okay.
All right. So I first thing is I ask them or I tell them every problem has two solutions, easy one and the right one. All right. So so it's always that you would like to choose the easy one, but the right one is always the right one because it'll take a little bit of effort. So that's one thing. Second is try to become a good human being. That's always don't try to be rude, don't try to be mean. See what you can do to enhance yourself. Number three would be that whenever there is a problem, separate problem from person. All right. And look at the problem as a problem. When you remove the person,
Hmm.
you'll find a solution in a better way. Fourth thing would be look at the problem from a bigger picture. If somebody is given you a task, don't jump into it. Just try to understand why are you doing this task. And then look at the bigger picture. You will have a different way of looking at this task and working on it. So these are the 4 5 things that I tell people, to the students and to all the new joinees who are there. So yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with them, because that's, I think, something which they will value very much today.
I hope so.
So, yeah. Uh, Now coming to your future, so what should we expect from you in next 12 months or 24 months? You have already talked about one book that is coming in
Right.
next month, but beyond
Right.
that.
Right. Beyond that, so the idea is similar thing. So my whole thing is that I have to make or impart this knowledge that culture can become really good where people would want to work. Doesn't matter if it's office or software industry, it could be any industry or any place. It could be even college, right? Uh, so how do I impart that knowledge? How do I let them know? So one area would be books. One area would be through my posts. So if you'll go on my LinkedIn, I keep writing about all these things regularly. So how to do things and stuff in that way. So I want to become or I want to train at least 10,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my goal is, 10,000 people by 2030.
Okay.
Um, I'm already at 1,000 right now, which gives me a lot of satisfaction as of right now. 5 year, I think I can achieve that, but you said 12 to 24 months. So yeah, I'll keep doing that. I want to find more ways to reach out to more people. This is one of the platforms where I can
Yes.
reach out to more people, and write probably lots and lots of more people because I have lots of stories. I can go on and write 10 such more books. I have those many stories. So that's also another way I probably will do that. So yeah, 12 to 24 months. Yeah. So
Perfect.
that'll
So
be
I
the
think you have a very busy schedule for next 24 months and beyond that.
yes, yes,
Great.
yes, yes.
And that will be good for us also because then we will be able to read that much more from you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I hope I'm good. I hope people enjoy what I
Oh,
write.
yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. So, Ankit, as part of the show, we also have a rapid fire round. And I'm sure
Right.
you are going to enjoy that.
Okay, all right. I'm ready for that.
Okay. So, first question, books for children or books for grown-up children?
What would I want to write?
Yeah,
Grown-up children, for
grown-up
sure.
children.
They need it more.
Perfect. So yesterday we were talking about the traffic in various metro cities of India.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
traffic of Bangalore, Delhi or Mumbai, which one is the worst?
So actually, firsthand, I have not experienced Delhi traffic or Mumbai traffic. Uh, but I feel if you have been to Bangalore traffic, you can do anything anywhere. You're
Yeah, yeah,
sorted
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
So
I agree with you. Is that my experience of Bangalore is also very bad.
yeah.
So, okay. So next question. What do you enjoy more, stand-up comedy or comedy movie?
Oh, stand-up comedy.
Stand-up
Anything
comedy.
related to live performance, it's hands down that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Your favorite phrase that you keep quoting often?
Uh, do the right thing. Always
Perfect.
do the right thing.
Perfect. Complete the sentence. AI in 2047 will be.
Oh, will be maddening. Uh, of course, it will not take over the humanity, but yeah, it'll be futuristic for sure. I mean, 47, 20 years, 22 years from now.
Yeah.
I really have no words for that. I hope it helps us more. Yeah. So
Perfect. Perfect. I think you have scored 10 out of 10. You really done well. So thank you for such an interesting conversation. Now let me hand it over to Sanjay for taking it forward. Sanjay, over to you.
Yeah. So once again, my laptop has misbehaved. The Zoom is, my frame. I am frozen on my laptop. So I'm again. I have entered through my mobile. That's perfectly fine as long as you can see me and you can hear me. And
yes.
We
I'm
can.
often when Ankit spoke about the traffic and everything, Bangalore and all that. So I realized, we always used to say that if you have driven on Indian roads, you can drive anywhere. But my take always was that no, it's the reverse. You can't, if you are used to driving on Indian roads, you are not used to driving on any other roads. So that was it, and I think Ankit, it was an understatement actually when you said that you have only 20 more or 10 to 20 more books in the pipeline, because I am quite certain that you have so many ideas that it could be, each event, each incident that we witness in our life can be the basis for a book. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so that was really nice. I mean, it was really nice talking to you. And readers and viewers, please do read Ankit's book, and please share your reviews, because that's going to be, the reviews are what make the author.
Yeah.
I mean, they help the
Yeah.
author in evolving and growing. So it was really nice having you with us, Ankit, and it
My
was a
pleasure.
pleasure. And please do remember that the next episode is going to be next Sunday, that is on 9th of February at 5 p.m. in the evening. And looking forward to meeting you all once again next Sunday. It was wonderful interacting with Ankit, and looking forward to meeting you all once again. Have a nice and safe Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening.
Same to you.
Thank you all very much. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Namaste.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.